What's up everyone, Matt here, and today we are checking out the Zhiyun Smooth 5S. That entire intro I shot using this gimbal right here. If you watch my other video on the DJI Osmo 6, you know the reason why I returned it, and it's for the limitations of certain motors. This thing is game-changing, and while it does have its limitations, it is still an incredible gimbal, especially for the price. Now, it's not nearly as portable as the DJI, so if you're a travel vlogger and you want to pocket that thing up, this one's not going to be that small. But this bottom part unscrews, which is a tripod, and that's it. Again, it's pretty small, so let's check out some of these features. The gimbal itself does have lots of different options here. Again, you could turn the brightness on and off. You have the little joystick. You have mode options. The record button actually controls the record in the standard app. So if I push it, it starts recording. This controls zoom or your focus, depending on what app you're using. You have an FN button for additional functions and the trigger. Now the trigger, if you push it once, you're in go mode and you push and hold. If you push it twice, it's gonna reset the position of the phone. And if you push it 3 times, it's gonna spin it all the way around so you're getting the camera facing towards you. Push it 3 times to go back. This is your battery meter here. So if you push the power button, it shows you your battery level. And to switch modes, you just push the mode button once. If you push it twice, it goes back to the previous mode, which is super convenient. This little guy here controls the brightness of the light or different options depending on what app you're in. Here on this side, you actually have a screw-in thread so you can attach microphones and additional accessories. It also has magnetic lights that they sell, which you can clamp on top or on bottom. And it has a built-in light that you can change the brightness on. And it's pretty awesome for what it is, if you want my honest opinion. Also, a side note, I did do an entire video on how to balance your phone with this gimbal vertically and horizontally, so you can check that out, link in the description. Now, I'm not gonna go super deep into the app. There's a few different ones. They have an app which is called the ZY Cami app, and it's awesome if you're just getting started. I was using, for this shoot, STA Cam, Stock Cam, which is their professional app. It does give you more features that give you the ability to control white balance, ISO, shutter speed, things like that, which really let you dial in your picture. It also works with Filmic Pro, which is another great cinematography app, and I like having those options to control features within the app from the actual mode selection options here. So first up, we have PF or pan follow mode. What this does is it locks these 2 motors. So the tilt motor and the roll motor get locked. The pan motor gets adjusted based off how you rotate the handle. So if I turn this way, you'll see the phone will rotate, and vice versa. You can also control the tilt motor by using the joystick. So if you want to tilt the phone up or down, you can do that by simply using the joystick, and you can control the pan by going side to side, or again, turning back and forth. So that is the PF or pan follow mode. The next mode here is lock mode. This is probably the main reason I bought this gimbal, is for this mode specifically. So what it does is it locks all the motors. So it gives you the ability to go over, under, no matter if you're turning side to side or you're moving. If you rotate the handle, the camera is locked and stays in place. And again, this is the main reason I bought this gimbal, is for this mode specifically right here. Moving on from here, we got follow mode. And what this does is it locks the roll motor. So this is the only motor that doesn't move, and it uses the movement from the handle or the gimbal to control the tilt back and forth, or the pan, which goes this way. So you'll notice if I go up, the camera moves up a little. If I start going down, the camera moves down. And if I turn from side to side, it also pans. So this is follow mode, just another one of those good options to have where one motor is locked, but you could still control 2 of them. POV mode, this is probably one of the most interesting and unique modes because you can do a lot of cool cinematography tricks with it. And what this does is it controls all motors with the gimbal itself. So any movement you make with the gimbal, it's gonna control the motors, pan, roll, tilt, everything. You'll see if I go down, the camera goes down. If I start looking up, the camera looks up. If I turn, the camera turns. So no matter, you can get these cool shots where you could do something like this, or come out, pull out and turn, and you get that rotation. So it's almost like you had the phone in your hand and you were doing this type of movement, things like that. So that is POV mode. Next mode is Vortex mode. This changes the tilt motor to 90 degrees, and this is how I got all those cool shots of the rotating wheel and rotating steering wheel, but all the motors are now controlled by the movement of the gimbal. So you'll see if I turn, you can also use the joystick and just rotate that way, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. And again, if I turn the gimbal, you'll notice all motors are being controlled based off of the handle movement. The final mode is go mode. And to get to this, you actually just hold the trigger on the back. And now every movement is a super fast, quick movement. No matter what I do, it makes those super fast movements. So this would be good if you were doing like an action cut scene or something where you want those fast action cuts, jittery movements, but you still want to use the gimbal for those handheld shots. Now, as far as battery goes, they say this thing takes about 2 hours to charge from 0 to 100, which is real quick, but I have yet to even need to charge it. They say it lasts about 23.5 hours on standby mode, which is pretty insane. Again, I haven't needed to charge it and I have been using this thing non-stop. It's still showing 100%, which is awesome. Now, as far as limitations go, it does have some. For instance, if I have the phone reset, you can only really go about 45 degrees here before the gimbal starts to get confused. And that's on both sides. So it's about as far as I can go on the roll motor. It hasn't really seemed to be a problem. There has been some times where I'm trying to do like a unique movement and it wants to reset, but for the price, you really can't beat, especially having this motion, because that's what I use the most in a gimbal, especially for those shots where I'm trying to do a pull or a push and I just need to go in like that. That's the best thing about this gimbal right here. So if I had to make a suggestion and you're looking for a mobile gimbal, this would be the one. I think it will improve over time, but overall, for the price, for the features that it gives you, I really don't think you can beat it. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hit me with a like or a sub for the algorithm. Stay tuned for more content coming out soon. We out.